President Biden says this will help gain control of the southern border. Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Today I'm announcing actions to bar migrants who cross our southern border unlawfully from receiving asylum.
His executive actions are temporary and kick in when the daily average of illegal crossings between ports of entry hits 2,500, senior officials say.
This ban will remain in place until the number of people trying to enter illegally is reduced to a level that our system can effectively manage.
The president says Congress still needs to fix the system, but that for now he's moving past Republican obstructionism. Republicans say the timing is political.
The Biden administration has waited nearly its entire term before lifting a finger to address the open borders anarchy that it invited.
Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, as each side accuses the other of being not serious about border security. Day 2 of the federal gun trial for President Biden's son Hunter in Delaware, an FBI agent, the prosecution's first witness.
They're playing an awful lot of excerpts from Hunter Biden's audiobook where he discusses his drug use. They're trying to build that case that when Hunter Biden filled out that form back in 2018 to purchase a gun, that he lied on it and said that he was not a drug user when in fact he was.
Fox's Rich Edson at the courthouse in Wilmington. The defense says prosecutors must prove he knowingly violated the law and that he is not guilty. An open letter to tech companies urging stronger protections for whistleblowers who flag safety risks about artificial intelligence. A group of OpenAI's current and former workers calling on the ChatGPT maker and others to act so that researchers can raise concerns about AI development without fear of retaliation. America is listening to Fox News.
You can host the best backyard barbecue when you find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Wisconsin becomes the latest state to bring charges over efforts to overturn the 2020 election results.
3 Republican allies of former President Donald Trump, an aide and 2 attorneys, are now accused in Wisconsin by Democratic Attorney General Josh Kaul of felony forgery for allegedly submitting paperwork of false slates of electors for the former president in the 2020 election.
This is an investigation into alleged criminal conduct. And we're going to follow the facts wherever they lead.
Democratic prosecutors in several other swing states have filed similar charges against so-called fake electors, as critics note the timing of the charges in Wisconsin just months away from the 2020 rematch. Kaul only saying,
our judgment was that now is an appropriate time to file these charges.
Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland tells a House hearing,
I will continue to forcefully defend the independence of the Justice Department from improper influence or interference of any kind.
He's denying any involvement in former President Trump's New York trial and conviction. A bipartisan tribute to students who demanded democracy in China.
June 4th, 1989, the world watched unrest at Tiananmen Square in Beijing. 35 years later, some who stood up for democracy were honored by Congress. Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi said many risked everything to speak out.
We've always said we will never forget what happened that day.
Michigan Republican John Moolenaar chairs the House Select Committee on the Chinese Communist Party. He said decades later, the democracy quest continues.
We honor them and stand with those who continue the work to bring freedom to the Chinese people.
Estimates of deaths in Tiananmen Square vary, but have ranged in the thousands.
Fox's Gernal Scott. An hour to the close. Stocks remain mixed. The Dow's up 65. I'm Lisa Brady. Fox News.
Good afternoon. I'm Andrea Drake with your local and regional news from the Sierra Radio Network newsroom. Here's what's happening. This morning's fire on Hall Street in Susanville is suspected to have been caused by vagrants. Susanville Fire says the blaze broke out just after 7 a.m., reported at 740 Hall Street. At arrival, crews found a 40-foot Connex box on the corner of the neighboring property at 710 Hall Street, where fire and smoke were seen coming from the front doors. Crews quickly began to knock down the flames and were successful in containing the fire to the Connex box. Captain Jarrett with Susanville Fire said an exact cause was not able to be determined due to the extent of the damage, but noted that the structure was vacant and had appeared to have recently been occupied by vagrants. There were no injuries reported. Susanville Fire was supported by CAL FIRE, Susan River Fire Protection District, Susanville Police and Public Works Department, along with Lassen Municipal Utility District. Summer projects begin at PG&E recreation facilities as the weather is heating up. The utility has announced that the spillway at Lower Bucks Lake will undergo refurbishing for the next 2 years. Officials say it has reached its useful life and needs to be replaced. They added crews will begin by removing half of the spillway this year and complete the remaining half next year. This means that if you visit the lake, you will see increased construction vehicles and the commotion that comes along with the work, including noise. Yet all campgrounds, day use areas, and private camps on Lower Bucks Lake will remain open and accessible. Work is slated to begin at 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. 6 days a week, with an occasional Sunday workday. It began yesterday and will last through this November. Lower Bucks Lake is immediately downstream of the much larger Bucks Lake, which will also remain open during this project and will be fully available for recreation and camping. PG&E does add, however, that your water recreation on Bucks Lake will not be impacted by the spillway project. It is not anticipated to directly impact those water levels. Yet, if you do have plans at the Canyon Dam day use area, you'll want to make other plans. PG&E says it will have to close the area for up to 6 weeks starting today to move equipment and materials and perform maintenance on a water gate at its Canyon Dam low-level outlet tower. After July 4th, PG&E says it will partially reopen this day use area with accessible restrooms, except for the occasional full closures that may take place. The facility will be fully reopened after the project is completed, expected to be later this summer. Plymouth's Sheriff's Office is set to unveil its all brand new correctional facility. I'll have those details coming up for you and more local news on 93 JDX 1240 KSUE.
Never get these bills paid. Who has time? I have work, the kids' soccer practice, yoga, and...
Relax. Go to cityofsusanville.net and click I want to, then pay utilities.
Really? Hey, you're right. Done.
I told you it was easy. Cityofsusanville.net not only makes bill paying easy, but has great tips on water conservation, an event calendar, and info for all city parks and facilities. Next time, remember, cityofsusanville.net.
All Phase Landscaping at Chester is hiring. They're currently looking for a truck driver with experience. Job duties will be transporting equipment, asphalt, and materials. Some experience required, and operating experience is a plus. Their attractive pay range is $25 to $30 per hour, plus supplemental health insurance and retirement plan. All Phase Landscaping also has positions open in landscaping, starting at $20 hourly, including health and retirement benefits. Interested? Call 530-258-6535.
Life is best lived in motion. Carlson's Tire Pros will help keep you on the road, making sure you're ready for any adventure life throws your way. May 23rd through June 30th, get up to $80 via Visa Reward Card or Visa Virtual Prepaid Card after online submission on purchases of 4 or more new Michelin passenger or light truck tires, totaling $900 or more. Tire purchases totaling $899.99 or less get $60. With Carlson's Tire Pros by your side, you can continue to explore the unfamiliar. Visit online today. Tire Pros. Love the drive. See store for complete details. Offer ends June 30th, 2024. Void where prohibited.
I don't feel like rubbing your back. Set your phone to vibrate, lay it on your back, and I'll call you. Back pain doesn't just affect you, but everyone around you. A common complaint is low back, hip, tailbone, and leg pain. It's frustrating when you've tried most everything, maybe even a vibrating phone, and it still won't go away. Too often the cause of your pain is not in the back at all, but in a tight pelvic muscle, and once it is relieved, your low back, hip, and tailbone pain will go away. Are you suffering from pain in any or all of these areas? There are several things that can cause it. It's time to stop guessing and relying on temporary relief, and time to find the actual cause of your pain. At Susanville Chiropractic, our goal is to do just that. Find it and fix it. Call 530-257-7751, and let's get to the bottom of this.
For more than 30 years, the Sierra Cascade Family Opportunities Head Start team has supported children, families, and staff to reach their highest potential. We are now seeking dedicated and caring individuals for classroom, family support, and kitchen staff, as well as substitutes in various locations throughout Lassen, Modoc, and Plumas counties. We support our staff in furthering their education along the Head Start career ladder. For information, please call us at 800-404-1242.
1211 local news on 93 JDX 1240 KSUE. After a long wait and construction delays, the Plumas Sheriff's Office will cut the ribbon on the newly built correctional facility and daily reporting center located off of Abernathy Lane in Quincy. Plumas County received a state grant of $25 million back in 2017 to build this new jail. At the time, Supervisor Greg Hagwood was Plumas County Sheriff. Ground did break on the facility just under 2 years ago this August. Scaled down from the original design to accommodate inflated construction costs, the new jail is designed to house 60 in-custody persons and will also house the day reporting services for the county. The state-of-the-art justice facility will include a family reunification space, visiting, multi-use spaces, training facility, medical space, kitchen and laundry, and outdoor recreational areas. The Sheriff's Office is inviting the community to the ceremony June 12th at 10 a.m. Tours of the facility will begin after the ribbon is cut and continue through 2 that afternoon. The construction of the new jail is poised to bolster law enforcement in the county and fuel recruitment. To increase the pace and efficiency of forest management projects, the Lassen National Forest is building new partnerships. This April, the Lassen National Forest held its second biannual Partnership in Practice Symposium, aiming to enhance trust, communication, and expectations between the Forest Service and their partners. Initiated last October by Partnership Coordinator Stephanie Cox, the April Symposium introduced the Prime Partner Model. This latest endeavor involves a high-capacity partner coordinating large-scale cross-boundary projects to improve fire resiliency and forest health. The model emphasizes collaborative approaches and robust funding strategies. Acting Forest Supervisor Kathy Allen and Cox highlighted the importance of these partnerships in achieving shared forest management goals. The Forest Service says these symposia will take place in the spring and fall each year to foster that mutual understanding of the needs and requirements of the Lassen National Forest and their partners to increase trust, communication, and clear expectations. And that is what's happening today from your only local news radio, keeping you informed and connected to your communities throughout Lassen, Plumas, and Sierra counties.
Northeast California weather.
At 12:13, here's a look at your 3-day northeastern California weather. Currently 74 degrees outside the studios here this afternoon. We are going to see highs in those upper 80s, right around 87 today. Mostly clear, staying around overnight. Lows in the mid-50s. Tomorrow, another warm-up. We'll see sunny skies, highs near 94, and overnight lows about 60 degrees. And that will be the same for your Thursday. More sunshine and highs again in those mid to upper 90s, and that warming trend will continue into your weekend. However, it'll start cooling off slightly by Sunday. All your weather updates heard right here throughout your day, as well as while you're on the go through our app, Sierra Daily News. Also found on our website, SierraDailyNews.com, are obituaries provided by Fink's Funeral Home. All new announcements will be heard here each weekday following your news at noon. That will wrap up your Tuesday noon news updates. More local news will be coming up for you on Live at 5 with your hosts Amanda and Aaron. And just a reminder, JDX is jumping into summer in a big way. We're going to be on location at some of the summer's greatest, biggest events events, and that starts Saturday, June 22nd at this year's Susanville Indian Rancheria Powwow. Then the following weekend, we'll be broadcasting live from the annual Main Cruise at Memorial Park in Susanville. And then we're going to be looking forward to seeing all of our friends out in Westwood at the annual Paul Bunyan Festival at the Westwood Park, and that's July 6th over that holiday weekend. We look forward to seeing you all out there when we're out and about in JDX country. From the Sierra Radio Network Newsroom, I'm Andrea Drake. Thanks for joining me with your news at noon. You want to keep it right here. Your Check Up on Health is next, then more of Sierra's best country on 93 JDX and Fox Across America. Jimmy Fela on 1240 KSUE.
Taking care of a loved one is not an easy job. If you are a caregiver and sometimes feel overwhelmed, you are not alone. Classes are now available at Northeastern Rural Health Clinic to help. Our first meeting will be held on Friday, June 14th from 1 to 4. We will be discussing how to care for a loved one with memory loss and how to reduce stress to avoid caregiver burnout. Our second meeting will be Tuesday, July 16th from 2 to 4. We will discuss ways to assist your loved one with daily tasks, hygiene, and memory issues. For more information or to reserve your seat, call health educator Jemmy Jones at Northeastern Rural Health Clinic at 251-5000. That's 251-5000. A service of Northeastern Rural Health Clinic, where quality health care is your choice and our commitment.
Check Up on Health with Chris Whitting.
Did you know that half of thermal paper receipts that you get in your day-to-day transactions may contain the hormone-disrupting chemical BPA? Erica Schroeder, a scientist at the Washington Toxics Coalition, also found disturbing amounts of the chemical on dollar bills.
We thought if it was used in receipts, it could very likely rub off onto money. And we found BPA in 95% of the bills that we tested.
Dr. Schroeder says it's nearly impossible to know whether a particular receipt contains BPA.
If it's thermal paper, which is generally relatively thin and shiny, then it could very well contain BPA, and you should take precautions. We recommend that people refuse a receipt if they can. You know, if you're paying just for a cup of coffee or something simple like that, you can just say no receipt, thanks. You can also store them separately from your money in your wallet so that they're not in a place where you're constantly in and out of. And, of course, make sure that young children aren't handling receipts.
With Check Up on Health, I'm Chris Whitting.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk, too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Don't worry, we got you covered. More of Fox Across America coming up on KSUE Susanville. It's fault. Our enemies, are emboldened on the world stage because of the disastrous decision Joe Biden made to pull the troops out of Afghanistan ahead of the civilians. Can you wrap your brain around that? Okay, so we've got, tens of thousands of Americans and allies over in Afghanistan. Okay, we're getting ready after 20 years to come home. Okay, the guy in the Oval Office doing the scheduling decides to take the people with the guns out ahead of the people with the iPhones.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Okay, and the disaster that ensued is why Russia rolled into Ukraine. I'm like, this guy's a punk. We can roll this guy. He doesn't know what he's doing. China encircles Taiwan. Iran takes the money we're sending them. The people who chant death to America every day. Iran takes $5 billion they get from Biden and hand it to all their proxy warriors who then start attacking our allies in the Middle East.
We really are being laughed at and scoffed at throughout the world. They're not respecting our country the way they used to.
But the thing that really, it makes it infuriating, if you're given to emotion in that way, is that what the Democrats are trying to tell us is that, empathy's on the ballot, decency's on the ballot. You got to vote for Joe Biden. He's a good guy.
Wrong.
Dude, does a good guy let 10 million people into the country? which presides over what, as I said, a record level of fentanyl poisoning deaths, a record level of kids being sex trafficked. Good guy doesn't do that. Okay,